Hello, everyone. Today I wanted to come on and shortly talk a little bit about rumination. What I mean by rumination is those periods of time where we go over and over and over the same sort of thing. Now, the good news about this is that our brain is actually trying to protect us. It's trying to come up with a solution. And if any of you are like me, and I know you are, then you also know that if you're being perfectly honest with yourself, we don't really come up with a good solution when we're doing that. We often retread the same ground over and over and over again. So when you're thinking about these times where you're trying to come up with a solution and you're just thinking about a person, a place, a situation, something over and over and over again, I'd like you to take a moment and move more away from rumination into reflection. And when I mean reflection, sometimes it helps to grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down, how is this situation affecting me physically? How is this situation affecting me socially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all the aspects of our life so that we can start to reflect on it. And one of the things I like to do with this is come to this place where I sort of will talk in my own head about, isn't it curious that I am having that thought again? Or isn't it curious that my brain's trying to protect itself by coming up with a solution? And it allows us to sort of have a little bit of humor about how we're retreading the same ground over and over and over again. I'd like to do another tapping meditation around this that might be helpful. And so I'd like you to just think about a situation or a person or something that's going on in your life where you sort of tend to get on the roller coaster and ride that rumination over and over and over again. So just take a moment and come up with that in your mind. And I'd like you to close your eyes and just tune into your body, asking yourself, where does that feeling of rumination feel in your body? And once you've located it in your body, then also go ahead and give it a number. 0 is no disturbance, 10's the highest. And just rate it right now so that we can see if that number comes down before we're done. So setting an intention that we want to heal this, we want to clear this, and we're taking full responsibility for our part in it. I want you to start tapping on the side of your hand and just repeat after me. Even though I have all of these thoughts racing in my head, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I keep going over the same situation over and over again, I accept myself fully. Even though I am exhausted in my body going over this over and over again, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now moving to the eyebrow point. I am so tired of running this through my head over and over again. I desperately want to find an answer. I'm scared I've done the wrong thing or said the wrong thing. I'm embarrassed about what has happened, and I'd like it to be different. What if I had said or done something different? What if other people had said or done something different? I'm so tired from trying to find a solution. I'm frustrated I can't come up with any answers. I'm sick and tired of hearing myself talk about this. I can't believe this situation happened like it did. I feel regret and wish it had been different. I'm angry that it can't be different. I wish I could come up with a new solution to make everyone happy. Part of me wants other people to understand how I feel. But I want them to understand how I feel through compassion, not through anger. But I do feel angry. And I do feel resentful. And I run over it and over it and over it in my head, wishing it could be different. What if it could be different? What if the difference is that I approach it differently? What if I did the best I could with what I knew at the time? Is it possible to forgive others for their part in this? Is it possible to forgive myself for my part in this? I would like to be grateful for the lessons that I have learned. But maybe I'm not quite there yet. I acknowledge all the anger, resentment, guilt, and embarrassment about this situation. And I help my body to release it now. I embrace the lessons I have learned from this situation. My body and brain can relax, knowing that I have done my best. And even though I might revisit this situation again, I'm going to remind myself that my body and brain know how to cope. I have never looked back on a time in my life and thought that rumination was worth it. I do look back and realize that reflection is helpful. I acknowledge all my feelings associated with this situation. I honor all my feelings around this situation. And even though I may not forget, I allow myself to forgive. I choose peace now. I choose reflection now. I invite forgiveness into my life. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. Okay, Take a nice big deep breath in, settling back into your body. Maybe closing your eyes again, taking a little test of what's happening in the body now. And go ahead and rate that again, 0 from 10, 0 being no disturbance, 10 being the highest. See if that number's come down. If that number hasn't come down, feel free to do this tapping as many times as you'd like. I'd like to speak to another part of what happens in our brain and body when we ruminate. So our brain and body are fascinating machines. And if we are ruminating about something, our nervous system doesn't know the difference between actually having that experience and imagining that we had that experience. So every time we go back and review an old script or an old situation with someone, our nervous system goes into fight or flight and releases all the stress hormones that we would have helped at the time. That's something we don't necessarily want. We want to train our body to relax again. And so the more we can come back to reflection, the more we can allow our nervous system to relax in these stressful situations. As I said, every time we go back to it, our brain and body react as if we are actually in that situation again, even if we aren't. Now, the good news about our brain and body is that the same is true for happiness. So if you review a vacation you've been on, a beach you like to lay on, hugs from family, our body also reacts like we're getting that. We're amazing creatures and we have no idea exactly how the brain and body works. But I'd like you to really feed your body what it needs, which is those good memories. Because when we feed it those bad memories, our body reacts as if it's already in the situation. That's not to say that we don't have to review the hard things that happen in life. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we need to reflect on those hard things so that we can heal from them, understand them on a deeper level, and then move on. And we actually have to have some of those difficult emotions to be able to process it out of our body. And sometimes that's different than the times where we just get stuck like a broken record in our minds. I hope this has given you food for thought. I hope this tapping was enjoyable and gave you what you needed.